Our organization, The Beat of Life, we basically exist to create songwriting and music programs for vulnerable populations, people that are on the outskirts of society, people that are battling anything mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc., and that can use music and particularly songwriting as a healing mechanism and also as a way to kind of reframe and think differently about their stories and about those challenges. Talk about a lot of the issues that those kids are experiencing and that are easier to talk about through music and through creating music than they would by just sitting down in an office and talking to a social worker or a counselor or even a teacher or a friend. You bring music into that room and we say, let's talk about these things, but let's write a song about it. And it's just such a powerful way to get out those things.
I thought I wasn't going to like it because I thought it was like, you know, like regular class. Everybody's just like writing stuff and stuff like that. But it's more of like a involvement thing. So like everybody's involved with it instead of just like one person just taking on with it and, you know, like it's going to be awkward. So it wasn't like that. So that made me like it. Songwriting can help because like I told them that I'm an off the dome type of person and I forget easily. So they were like, write it down. As soon as you think about it, write it down. And so if you look at something, you think about a song, just write it down because the more that you write down, the more that we can piece each part together and try to make a song. And I had never thought about it that way. I don't know why, but I had never thought about it that way. So I was like, I started doing it. And like that night, the first night that I was with the Beat of Life, they told me to do that. And so I started doing it. And like I had made like 3 songs that night. And I was like, wow, this really does make a difference. Music is life. Music, well, for me, you know, like everybody has their own certain thing. Like if they're a painter, like art is life, I like art, you know. But with singing and songwriting, just music to me in general, I think it's more than just the sound. Music to me is like an art. It's like a connecting system.
For me, the Beat of Life, what I've seen for the kids, they've learned a new way to express themselves. They've learned a new talent. I remember like a few days after the kids learned how to play the guitar, they were like, oh, we need to practice for 20 minutes. And like, that was different for me. I'm like, okay, let me get these keys. Go ahead, grab you a guitar. And like together as a group, they were like, no, this is the F key. No, remember he said this. So just seeing that was pretty cool. Like they came together as a unit to just practice on something without even being told, like, I really want to see you practice. They did that. And then for me, just the girls, they kind of sometimes find it harder to express themselves. So I know one of our participants, she actually wrote about something that's really happening in her life currently, and she actually performed it in front of an audience. And like all the girls kind of united, like, I don't like him either. I remember that, da da da. So it's just like, this is neat. So just watching them all come together and even having a respect for each other. So some of the kids can actually carry a tune, and the kids are like, oh wow, she can sing. So just standing back and those kids getting those praises from their peers is really nice to see. So now that they're coming twice a month, it's like the kids get going and we have to stop, and if there's a snow day or holiday, it drags out. So if we could just get them in here more, I just feel like more creativity will just pour out of the kids. So just more consistency would be great. I would love to see that happen, and just a better respect for music, because certain kids only listen to one genre, but there's so many other genres that they listen to that they will learn just through the Beat of Life program.
Our vision is to be able to run this program weekly. And especially, I mean, so much happens, you know, we're there, time happens, those kids are gone, you know, they got transferred or they left the program, and so they didn't get that writing session. Maybe that writing session was going to be the breakthrough for them. So we want to be there on a more regular basis, and we want to be there after this year is over. Yeah. And we want to be there, you know, long term. We want this collaboration to keep going and keep going and keep going, you know, longer than we can even imagine, because the purpose is served. So that's ultimately, I think, the biggest piece in all of it is we have all the components, and what we need at the end of the day is to continue to have the funds to be able to run the program. Mm-hmm. And with the work that we are seeing and that we have seen in just 3 months, it just shows me how vital this program is in Y-CAP, and what a difference and an impact it really can make on a regular basis. So.